Let us take one more look at the lines. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Why this attempt to discuss the matter of impediments right at the beginning of the poem? Why this worry about impediments? Why does the poem begin on such a negative note? Because there is a kind of natural law. If there is true love, there will be impediments. Please don't misunderstand. The poet does not say that true love does not have impediments. What he says is that he cannot admit impediments. He cannot accept impediments. Impediments will be there, but they will not turn out to be real impediments because it is true love. In fact, I think there is a kind of universal law which says that every case of true love has to overcome innumerable impediments. I can give you an example from my own life on the condition that you will keep it strictly confidential. One of my earliest romances was with my neighbor's daughter. It was true love. I decided to marry her. Thus, it was the marriage of true minds. But there were impediments. It was opposed by my father. Impediment. It was opposed by my mother. Impediment. When my teachers came to know of it, I was a schoolboy at the time, they opposed it. Impediment. It was opposed by the girl's father, my neighbor. Impediment. It was opposed by the girl's mother, my neighbor's wife. Impediment. In fact, it was violently opposed by my neighbor and his wife. To top it off, it was opposed by the girl herself, my neighbor's daughter herself. Impediment. And hence the marriage never took place. Not for nothing did Shakespeare say, I quote, "The course of true love never did run smooth," unquote. A Midsummer Night's Dream, 1:1-134. Love is not love which alters when it alteration finds. We are living in a dynamic world, a world which is changing every moment. But the poet believes that there is something which in this constantly changing world does not change, and that is love. The poet states that when the context changes, when the scenario changes, the love that is part of the context, that is part of the scenario, refuses to change. Thus, true love is beyond contexts, beyond scenarios, or bends with the remover to remove. This is a line pregnant with significance. It can be interpreted along several planes. Much depends on what meaning you attribute to the word remover. Let us look at the line word by word. Bend. Bend means bow. Bend means force something into the shape of a curve. Bend means deviate. Remover is that which removes. Nail polish remover. Remove means abolish, take away, get rid of. So what does the line mean? Or bends with the remover to remove. One interpretation is that through the line the poet proclaims that in the case of true love, the person continues to love his partner or her partner even when the partner refuses to be true in the relationship. The partner becomes the remover who removes his love or her love. But if the person has true love, he or she refuses to bend, refuses to deviate from the original stand, and refuses to remove his own or her own love. In the case of true love, you will love with all your heart even when your partner is unfaithful to you. This line reminds me of my own personal experiences. I think my love has always been true love. But the girls who received my true love never understood it. Hence, each of the girls became a remover. But since my love was true love, I refused to deviate from my rigid stand, refused to remove my own love, and ended up each time making a fool of myself. Remover can mean adverse circumstances capable of removing the romantic love. If we accept this interpretation, it means that even when there are adverse circumstances which are capable of removing the love. The person with true love refuses to bend, refuses to deviate from his or her rigid stand, and refuses to remove his or her love. The point that the poet wants to convey is that even when the circumstances are extremely adverse and capable of removing the love, the person with true love continues to love as before. Remover can stand for time, the ultimate remover. Time will ensure that all of us are removed from this world at one point or the other. Time is the great remover because time succeeds in removing everybody and everything. And for time, it is only a matter of time. However, according to the poet, true love goes beyond death, goes beyond time. Even when one's partner is removed by time, the person with true love refuses to bend, to deviate from the original stand, and refuses to remove his own or her own love. I think this line is also applicable to me. My wife died long back. I have not married again. This is because I refuse to bend. The great remover time may remove my wife, but he cannot remove my love. I would like to draw your attention to the fact that the thematic movement here is significantly different from the thematic movement that is met with in a regular sonnet. In fact, there is not much of a thematic movement in Sonnet 116. Instead, what the poem attempts to do, what the poem does, is to define romantic love, is to repeatedly define romantic love, is to repeatedly redefine romantic love.